So this is what the barbell inverted row looks like. But before I talk to you about the exercise, I need to talk to you about the setup. There are 3 parts to this. Number 1 is the anchor. I find what works for 90% of surfaces is a yoga mat with a weight plate on top. And where you put your heels is right in front of the weight plate with the sole of your foot on the plate. An additional point is to not step on the yoga mat. So you'll see that the yoga mat is rolled up over there and there's no yoga mat over here because I want the heels to touch the floor, not the yoga mat. And I find that helps prevent slipping a lot better than if you step on the yoga mat here. So as you can tell by the name, the anchor is there so that your feet have somewhere to anchor. I've seen some people use a bench to anchor their feet as well. If your bench is heavy, you can do that, but honestly, anything works as long as you can anchor your feet. Now the second thing is where you're facing with the bar. Notice the position I was in just now. If I rotated the bar that way, the bar will be rotating into the rack. Whereas if I face this way and I rotated the bar, you'll see that it starts climbing up. And if I rotate far enough, it'll fall off the rack. So make sure you're facing the correct way where you're rotating the bar into the rack and not out of the rack. Now your third point is the plate position relative to the bar. The lower down the bar goes, the further the plate has to be away. There is an ideal distance between the two, but it's very hard to measure because of people's different heights and limb lengths. So the best way to measure, I find, is to just do 1 rep and see whether it contacts the right area. The right area being above the abs and below the chest. So you have about 2 inches of this sweet spot. If the bar contacts that area, then you know it's the perfect height for you. For example, watch where the bar contacts. It contacts this part. So this distance is perfect for me. Now I'll give you an extreme example. If the weight plate was too far in front, what would it look like? So I'm moving the weight plate about 3 inches in front. Watch where the bar contacts, if it contacts at all. So this is closer to my neck. So before you begin your main set, do 1 rep and figure out if the distance is correct for you. Now you might say, why go through the trouble of doing all this just to train your back? Why don't you do a pull-down machine? Why don't you do dumbbell rows? Why don't you use a rowing machine? And the answer to that is simple. While they hit the same muscles, only this exercise translates directly to a pull-up. So if your goal is to do a pull-up, you must do this exercise to build up to a pull-up. No amount of dumbbell rows or machine rows or pull-downs, no matter how strong you get, will translate to a pull-up. And that's not a strength thing, it's a biomechanical thing. There's a technique to a pull-up that you can only train with this exercise. So if pull-up is a priority for you, you must do this exercise.